Hey, New Jersey family, Mark Meckler here. And as always, I wish I could be with you. Maybe we need to clone me so I can be in more places at once. No, that's probably a bad idea. That would scare my wife and the dogs that are back here probably wouldn't like that either. Anyway, I wish I could be with you guys. I am with you by video for a very special reason, and that is today we're going to give out a challenge coin. I love giving out challenge coins. It's actually my favorite thing that I do in convention estates. Let me give you a little background on what the challenge coin is about. You'll understand why it's my favorite thing to do. See, when Mike Ferris and I started Convention Estates back in 2013, 12 years ago now, we knew that the lifeblood of Convention Estates was going to be you, the grassroots. We can't do it without you. We do it for you. We don't exist without you. But we also knew that our volunteers are excellent. We're always going to be excellent. But there are always going to be some that go above and beyond. You know how it is. In any organization, there are people who, when somebody says, well, who's the person who's doing the most, or who's the person that does a little bit of everything, or who's the person that's always willing to step up, almost always everybody in a room points at a couple of people, 1, 2, 3 people on a team. They're like, those are the people that really make it happen. That's not to say that every volunteer isn't extraordinary, because they are. It's just some are above and beyond. They're doing more, and they're invaluable members of the team. And so the challenge coin was designed to recognize those people. Originally on the front of the challenge coin, we had Colonel George Mason, the founder of Article 5, the Article 5 movement. But we replaced that after we did 300 challenge coins. And we said we were going to break that mold. We did break that mold. We only did 300 challenge coins. By the way, we gave out 300 in 10 years. I want you to think about what that means. 10 years to give out 300 challenge coins. That's 30 a year. That means not even one per state. So this is a rare award. Not one per state per year on average. And that to me is pretty incredible. It gives you the idea of the lofty nature of being a challenge coin recipient. And so now, instead of Colonel George Mason on the front of it, when we had to go up and make new challenge coins, we said we'd never use the same challenge coin mold again. It was immediately and from multiple sources unanimous that we should put Dr. Tom Coburn on the front of that challenge coin. Dr. Tom, he didn't like to be called Senator Tom Coburn. He didn't believe in lifelong titles. Doc, as we call him. That's why my Great Dane in the background there is named Doc, after the great Doc Tom Coburn. There is a phrase on there, on that challenge coin, which reflects something that was said between he and I at one of the summits as he was nearing the end of his life. And I asked him why he kept fighting despite the fact that he had cancer, was going through all this difficult stuff. Why was he still on the road? Why was he still out doing the deal? Why was he still in the fight? When most men would be at home retired, hanging out with their families, he said, what else would I do? And it was so profound, it was so poignant a moment that I literally stopped the interview right there. There was nothing else that could be said that would top that. When you're in a battle and you're doing something you really believe in and you face adversity and you keep fighting, the right answer when somebody asks you, why do you keep fighting, is, what else would I do? What am I going to give up? Am I going to walk away because I'm facing a little adversity? Am I going to give up and walk away because I'm having some struggles? Tom was the epitome of a man who wanted to die with his boots on. He wanted to be in the fight till the very end, and he was. And this challenge coin honors grassroots who fight like Tom fought. And that's why his likeness is on it. That's why it says, why do you keep fighting? What else would I do, on the coin? It's got our logo on the other side. It also comes with a pin, and it's a lapel pin. And the reason we designed that lapel pin is I realized people were carrying these challenge coins around. And frankly, I think they're way too valuable for you to carry around. I think the Smithsonian is going to want to collect all of these once we end up getting to a convention of states and passing and ratifying some amendments. So leave that challenge coin at home, put it in a safe, put it up on a shelf where you can display it, wear that lapel pin. When I see that lapel pin and I'm traveling around the country, I tear up every time I see one. Because I know if you're wearing a challenge coin pin, I know what you've given for the movement. I know you've put in the blood, sweat, and the tears. I know you've sacrificed family time. I know you've sacrificed financially. I know you've sacrificed personal time, hobbies, business, whatever it is. I know exactly who you are. And so if you see me and you're wearing one of those, you're going to get a very special thank you from me. And you might see a tear in my eye because I just know what it means. And so I try to give out as many of these as I possibly can in person. If I can't be there in person, I try to make these videos because that's how important it is to me. And today we're going to give away a challenge coin. You got to forgive me because I'm going to read from some notes here. I don't like to read to you guys normally, but apparently we have somebody who's done so much that I need a whole bunch of notes. So look, the person who's going to receive the challenge coin today, I would like you to come up to the front of the room to hear all this so you could be appropriately embarrassed, because most people who receive challenge coins don't want the glory. So today's challenge coin recipient is Francesca Nordin. And Francesca's receiving the challenge coin today. You guys are, I know, applauding, and you appreciate her, and you know why she's getting this challenge coin. But I just want to run through some of the things that she's done. One is, you just know that she's self-governing. In other words, nobody has to tell her what to do. She knows how to go get it done. And she's a true patriot, and she has energy that just never stops. This is, again, sort of a common theme among people who get this challenge coin. They just keep going. And talking about keep going, she signed the petition in 2016, so that's 9 years ago. She heard about it from my dear friend, Mark Levin, and he loves hearing that too. Currently, Francesca is a content writer, a district captain, and she also works the follow-up team really hard and does the Telepatriot missions as those come in as well. So again, a theme. Challenge coin recipients do a lot of things. It's very rare, probably unheard of, that a challenge coin recipient serves one role on a team. She has this masterful way of keeping 200 plus New Jersey volunteer team members well informed of all the events, all the news, and anything that's relevant to COS. So that's always appreciated. That communication skill really matters. Really an important part of the Northeast and Northwest region teams as well. And again, another theme, challenge coin winners are willing to help everybody. They reach out beyond their own state. Her passion came through at a recent petition signing event in a town in the northern part of New Jersey, where she noticed the town had their U.S. flag not being flown at half staff in recognition of the loss of a great U.S. patriot. So she ordered the mayor of the town, who was in attendance at the petition signing event, to lower the flag. The mayor, without delay, ordered the Policy and Parks Department to lower the flag. And this is just one of a lot of examples of Francesca's self-governing activist in action. And I got to say, so appropriate for New Jersey, because there's a lot of states people might be, oh, I'm too timid to do that. Not Francesca. She's going to make it happen in true New Jersey fashion. If it weren't for her deep love of the country and the critical work that COS is doing to preserve the Republic, if it weren't for her being there, contributing all that stuff, I know it would be hard for you guys. I know you would suffer a great deficit if Francesca weren't there. So for me, it's a great honor, a privilege, and a joy to be here. While Francesca, you get honored by getting the challenge coin. You are a very deserving recipient, and my only regret is I'm not there to give you a big hug personally. Francesca!
You guys need to know that Bob and I don't do stuff. One thing we do separate, he's an RC and I'm a state content writer, because he can't do that and I can't do that, what he does. So that's about it, because we do everything together. You need to know that. And we've been in COS since 2018. The only reason we probably weren't in earlier is because Bob had cancer treatment in 2017. He's been on chemotherapy. You guys don't know that. And he's still on some chemotherapy. And we're, by God's grace, we're winning and we're moving forward and we're sticking with you guys. We're so happy to know everybody in Convention of States, because we need each other. We need each other when everything is going to hit the fan, possibly. We need each other when the convention is called. We just need each other. And another thing I just want to point out is that I brought some memorabilia about Charlie Kirk, because I was very affected by Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I think maybe we all are to some degree, or don't know how much, but I think it makes us dig in again to think about our country and how much Charlie loved our country. And then of course I've watched many things about Charlie, but the long memorial service, I attended 2 memorial services in our neighborhood, But Larry Lawrence said to him from Hillsdale College, oh, I take that back, I'm just a little emotional. I'll reverse that. Charlie said to Larry, how am I going to get from here to there, basically, is what he said. And he said, you're going to suffer. And I was thinking about, why did Larry Arnn say you're going to suffer? And the suffering was that he had to do the discipline and the due diligence to learn about his country, to learn about his founding, to learn about his God, to learn, why he had so much confidence, and then to give him that mission that he went out to speak to all the youth and to open up the doors of communication. And really, that's what we're doing. We're doing the same thing, just along Convention of States lines. So I think we can learn a lot from Charlie and be inspired by Charlie, and things that he would just argue with people, but with such love and compassion and sincerity. I think we can do the same. And when we get discouraged about the long days or the long nights or the lack of, people signing up for XYZ, also, on the other hand, take joy in the process. Just look at the things that you're doing and take joy in that process. Enjoy it, even though sometimes it's difficult. Then be happy in days like this. This is a very top-note event for a Convention of States volunteers, so I just thank everybody. And please reach out to me. I'd just love to share everything about Convention of States that I know with anybody who needs help. I meant to ask Bob to come up. When I said about Bob, I wanted him to come up here. Is he up here?
He's up here. Let's just grab a picture, if you would allow us, Francesca. Share your great moment.